Hi friends, welcome to #Me. Today in this video we'll see about ZoneOffSet and its class related operations. This will probably be the last video in the DateTime API series. Hope you might all like it. So let's go for it. What I've done in these class, I've taken a class named as ZoneOffSet demo that specifically some zone related operations we have to perform. So there are several countries in the world. Okay, so they are divided into specific time zones. So and these time zones can be represented by zone IDs. Zone IDs are given to specific time zone. So the country in which you reside, the system will take its some default time zone also, and it has its own zone ID. So I being an Indian, I reside in India, so it will give my system's default zone ID by using the get default time zone dot get default. So time zone is a class. It contains a method as get default. So it will get the default time zone for that country, and I want the ID for it. So there will be some specific value specified in the literal, maybe it's string. It will give some value in it. So that was the first part. So in this we obtained the default time zone which that is of the system will print, and after that suppose there is some XYZ country, and for that I want to obtain the zone ID. Then that can also be done by taking the class of zone ID, given an instance zone ID of Europe London. So any country you might take. So for the demo purpose, I've taken Europe and oblique London. So firstly, the format is that you have to specify the continent followed by the country name. After that, there is a local date, and that's we have to specify some date as MMDD. So I've taken some date. After that, I've taken the zone date time in that specific date, and printed in the console. Followed by that, so it will print that specific date in the zone date time, and note here is the at start of the day operation. So it returns a zone date time from this date at the earliest valid time according to the rules in the time zone. So this this is the method that is present in the zone date time for the local date at start of the day. So very earliest time it will take into consideration, and it will print over there and at start of the date. And so accordingly we are at start of date, at time specific time, some uh, zone ID you have to take, or at time you have to take some local time offset. There are several methods. So for demo purpose I have taken at start of the day. So according to your need, you may take any method as you might require. So that was about the specific time zone about a country. Followed by that, suppose I want the zone date time operation in the format of HS date format followed by some specific date followed by hour, month, hours, minutes, and seconds. So I've taken 2019 as a date, followed by month as October and 22 as the date, and this is 24-hour format. So 10th, 22, 13. So morning 10, 22 minutes followed by 13 seconds. So this will be printed on the console. After that, what I've done, I've taken the displayed the usage of instant class. So instant, what it does, it gives the instant now. In the zone date time, you can obtain the instant. See, give the current instant time in which you are present. Instant and point on time. See, as it's as you can as I'm over the also it giving the instantaneous point at time. So it will give instantaneous time. That's using instant dot now. Similar to local date dot now, we have instant dot now, and followed by that, it will give the zone date time. So for I have taken the get Eurozone ID. So London time it will give me the zone date time. Now comes the important part of zone offset. So in the world there are several countries, as I said, and some specific time zones are there. And zone offset is that some if some for consider the I've taken the example of United States of America country, and in that I have taken the Pacific Standard Time. In that we have the time zone at -8 for it. So this -8, what it does, is the value that's present in the offset. So for a different time zone, we have different like -5 is also for a specific time zone. Likewise, -8 is for specific time. After that, I've taken specific date, the format of YYY, MM, DD, hour, minute, seconds. So, and what I've done now, I've taken the use of offset date time, and in the offset date time, I've taken the this thing as a parameter, local date time, and followed by zone date time. Now it will print that specific time zone date time in that format of the specific time zone in the -8, that is PST time zone, and I have printed in the console. Followed by that, I have some local date. Again, taken some different local date, and note here I have taken the class as Japanese date. So Japanese date, and I use the uh, starting method from, and that given it will give the local date in Japanese locale. That specific date, any random date you can date, but it will given that Japanese date, dates specific local date. So lastly, after that, I have the chronology. As chronology represents a sequence of events right from the start to beginning, and there might be some middle events as we have studied in history. So chronological order means you have to assign from the beginning to the end. So one demo was I've taken some German locale, and I've taken some date that is in the format of YYYMMDD. So 14th May 2022 is the date. Note here, I've taken the era. Now, era is conceptually the largest division of timeline. Most calendar systems having a single epoch dividing the timeline into two eras. So there might be several eras. So I'd use the get era method for that. So we'll see what by default this get era method does on it. Uh, on this date of 2018. So in the format date, year, day, I have to specify the era, year of the era, and day of the year. So year of the era is in 2018 taken. So instead of that, I may take a 2022, and after that, day of the year I taken as 14. So some other data was also incorrect. So I rectified it. I've taken as 2022. Taken the day of the year 14. I've taken the era as this. So let's see what it prints. And after that, that's the end of the console. So I just compile the program and see what's the output. See, in the output you can see the zone ID, that is my system default zone ID is giving us Asia, Kolkata, followed by the zone ID for United Kingdom as you have taken the date as 513 is giving us in this format. Note here there is a T, and after that is appended some in the format hour, minute, second, and +1. See the +1, it gets the zone ID format for Europe London as it printed, because we have specified the zone ID in Europe London, and it's T followed by some hour, minute, seconds, and +1 means the zone offset also is taken into consideration over there. Followed by that we have zone date time over there. In that I've taken the date as I mentioned 2019 in the format hour, year, month, minutes, hour, minute, seconds. So it printed correctly. So after that we have the offset date time in the format of year. You can have taken the date as 2020, and our minutes and seconds are taken correctly. So the get offset time uh, is shown correctly. As you can see in the console, get the offset date time 2024-13 followed by T. It's R minutes, seconds, and -8. I have taken, as you have taken the offset for -8, there is a Pacific Standard Time. You have put it correctly. Followed by that, I have taken the Japanese date. So it is given the format in the Japanese logo, the Japanese Heisei, and it's 30, 15, 15. So it's taken as 30 followed by 05 and 15. So in that format, because original date that we passed out was 2018 515. So in the Japanese local, it is converted to this thing 30 05 15. That can be seen because note here the difference between the original date and Japanese date is different. And followed by that, lastly, we have the era date, as we have taken the chronology in that taken, as I told you, the era, what date it might take. So it has taken the YYYMM. So it's taken the first month of the year, that is of 2022. And the date remains the same as you specified as given in the parameter. It's 14. So so it's 2022-01-14, and that's the end of the output in the console. So this concludes our series in DateTime API. More to come on you, some latest related topics I'll disclose shortly. Do keep liking, subscribing, hashtagging me, show your blessings. Bye for now.